The world is going crazy with a few wars happening right now inside of it. Russia and Ukraine has been the first. In Africa, there's France versus Niger, France versus Burkina Faso, France versus Mali, and all sorts of atrocities happening on the continent. But we are focused right now, not even on Russia and Ukraine. We're focusing on Israel versus Palestine. And that is very, very interesting because these two countries have been going at it for quite some time. And there have been a multitude of people who have been giving their opinions on this situation. One of the people who gave their opinion on this was D.L. Hughley.
Israeli government right now is taking the time to call out celebrities who are Palestinian, and they're saying they're not condemning the actions.
Here's the thing. I have no doubt that what Israel has the right to defend itself. I think that what Hamas did was an abomination. But I also can hold in my head the idea that there are people in Palestine who are rich too. And I refuse to believe that every Palestinian, every person that's trapped in Gaza is a terrorist.
Not only that, Vlad TV has come after Drake, who is half Jewish, for not saying anything about the war, and DJ Khaled, who is Palestinian, for not coming to the side of the war. And there was also a black female NYU law student by the name of Raina Workman, who stood on the behalf of Palestine and lost a $250,000 a year job offer. So of course, people are taking sides, people are speaking on the issues. But Dr. Umar Johnson has responded to people who have been asking him about his take on the matter.
Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. First of all y'all who got a problem with me because I said I'm focused on black people's problems, well, guess what? You can stay mad. I'm focused on black people's problems. Last time I checked, I was the creator of Unapologetically African. Last time I checked, I'm the founder of Unapologetically Black. That's my concept. That's my movement that y'all done ran with, talking about you unapologetically African, but you afraid to say that you worried about your people's problems. Ain't nobody helping us. You got 27 million Africans in the Congo, displaced, environmental issues, hunger, poor health care. You got 1 million Ethiopians who've been murdered. You got Sudanese who have died. Ain't nobody said nothing about the Sudanese. Ain't nobody said nothing about the Ethiopians. Ain't nobody said nothing about the Congolese. But you want me to cry tears for the Arabs? Listen, I hope the Arabs in the West Bank in Gaza, I hope they get all they get. I hope they are protected. I hope nobody dies. I hope those babies' lives are safe. I hope the women are cared for. I hope that there's no bloodshed, no violence. But if you think I'm going to take time out of struggling for African people, if you think I'm going to stop my agenda to liberate my people to go cry for people who don't cry for me, if you think I'm going to stop what I'm doing and pay attention to what's going on over there when y'all don't even pay attention to what's going on in Africa. Y'all don't pay attention to what's going on in Ethiopia. Y'all don't pay attention to what's going on in the Congo. The greatest humanitarian crisis in the world is in the Congo, not the West Bank. I said the greatest humanitarian crisis in the world is in the Congo, not the West Bank, not the Gaza Strip, not Israel, but in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So don't tell me I got to cry for whites and browns. I'm crying for black people, and I don't care who don't like it. I don't care who don't like it. You got police killing black people in America every day. We got police killing black people in America every day. We got hunger. We got gentrification. We got miseducation. We got mass incarceration. And you want me to go crying for white and brown people? I'm not going to do it. I hope nobody dies. I wish them well. But my focus, my priority is on Africa and African people, those at home and those abroad.
Now, those of us who are in the pro-black or pan-African community, many of us, and we mean no disrespect to anybody in the world, who are suffering through human genocide or war, our heart goes out to you on either side, right? And that is me speaking from a person that has friends who are in the Jewish community. I ended up meeting one guy at medical school who was from Palestine, who's a great individual. And we have great humans on every side of the planet. However, I have noticed that when people in Black America are suffering, when those of us who are in the other parts of the Black world, let's say, for example, what's going on in the Congo right now, like he talked about, what's going on in Ethiopia and Eritrea. That war has been going on for many years, on and off. Or what's going on with Niger, what's going on with the conflict between Mali, Burkina Faso, those things with the French. I don't see people really speaking up on the behalf of the Black world. And that goes for all of us, and we need to talk about that because some of us may be FBA, ADOS, or Caribbean or Nigerian, but when it comes to this, we need to all stay on code because the world don't care about the Black period as much as they should, all right? And when the world don't care about the Black, and we know the exploitation that happens in certain industries, we won't talk about who they are, but we can justify what we mean. I'm looking at you, DJ Vlad, and what the respect towards the Black community is from these people who then are saying you need to worry about X, Y, and Z. Then we gotta look at ourselves. And the reality is that nobody is standing up for the team Black. We have in our Black cities where some of our youth are not even hitting the reading scores. Baltimore, almost every student is failing mathematics. We have so many problems coming and going on in all parts of Black America, all parts of Black London, all parts of the Black world. And here we are focusing our attention on other things. That could be anything you want to talk about, whether you want to talk about sexuality, if you want to talk about, feminism or whatever. And the Blacks typically are focused on something else but themselves. And when we look at our neighborhood, we're not controlling our own businesses. We don't even have a lot of Blacks going to our HBCUs. Again, we losing our best talent like Dion to University of Colorado because we have internal issues. And that's because we have not focused on us as a group. And if you don't focus on your people, nobody focuses on you. And the one thing I will say about Israel and Palestine is that both of these countries do an excellent job on taking care of their people. They look out for their group, okay? And if you come across their group, there is instant and swift punishment. Just ask Nick Cannon. Just ask anybody else, right? When you come against the Jewish community, you pay harshly for discriminating against them, all right? And the same thing with the Palestinians. On either side, anybody who's taking a side, know that you're going to get punished, all right? And the thing is, for those of us who are speaking up on behalf of this situation from the Black community, firstly, we probably don't know what is going on. We probably don't understand the geopolitics involved in this. And when you speak of things that you probably don't know, you're probably going to make a wrong decision. And you're going to end up offending somebody on either side. But what you do know is what is going on in your community and how you can impact that. Because I honestly feel Israel is more than all right. Palestine will be more than all right. The powers that be will make sure that both of these countries will somehow, resolve this issue, and things will be amended in certain ways. It's not the first time that they've had issues, and it may not be the last time that they have issues. But we know for sure Israel and Palestine will be able to move forward in the process. That's something that I pretty much understand because, these countries are very important to the stability in the Middle East. People in the Middle East will also want to make sure that's stabilized. So I believe that will happen. But then the question that I want to know is what will happen with us as a community? What happens with us as a group? We're going towards a net worth of meaning $5 or Black wealth coming towards zero in 2050. That will not be the case for Palestine. It will not be the case for Israel. Again, they're going to be okay, right? But the question is, are we going to be okay? And the question is are we going to be focusing on what happens with us? Because even with all of the support for whatever country that you want to support, you probably can't impact that at all. Most of us will impact it on Twitter, on social media. And like I would say, if you're going to support either side, you can do your support by giving or by doing something without commenting on it, because you don't want to offend people. But at the same time, you should be trying to impact your community. That's the main thing that you should be trying to do. And you shouldn't be speaking on things that you probably don't know what's it all about? Like when it comes to the Israel and Palestine war, I do know that it's been going on. There's been a conflict for certain years, but I don't know all the key players. I don't know some of the prime ministers, or I know that there's Netanyahu and all this, but I would be more focused on what I do know, which is what I can impact, okay? And then I'm gonna not put my nose into somebody else's business, because I'm gonna probably speak about the wrong thing, and then I'm gonna probably offend somebody on either side, which I don't want, because it's really not my issue. And there are people who are more highly paid than me that can make a bigger difference than I can make. That is the US government, that's the European Union, that's everybody involved that will go ahead and make sure that that conflict will be resolved in an amicable way at some point. But for the blacks, what are we thinking about for us? We have to start standing up for us, okay? We have to be focused on our issues at the same time. Most of us are focused on everything else but what's going on in our community. And again, it is great to give support to whoever you want to give support to. It is great to support people because some of them have supported us. I'm going to be honest. A lot of European Jewish people in civil rights were supportive of us, and that's something that has been great. I can't sit here and say that they haven't, and I'm pretty sure there are Palestinians that have supported us at certain points. Like I said, but at the same time, when it comes to overall supporting your own group, what is it that you're doing? And that's what Dr. Umar Johnson is saying. Now, guys, he's getting criticized for this. What do you guys think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.